Hi y'all, Austin here with the Beats Motel. Just kind of a precursor to this weekly update. I just want to officially announce that I'm going to change some things on how I run this channel. I know you're probably saying, the videos haven't been coming for a long time or anything like that. What can you change? And I feel like I was getting very formulative as far as, how I did my weekly updates and whatnot. I would do this, this, and this, which I've seen a whole lot of other, YouTube channels do, and it's made them big and whatnot, and I don't want to make money off this by any means. This is kind of like a hobby, something that I want to do, just communicate with other people that are reading, the same books or similar books or, just other stuff. I mean, obviously, I have horror stuff here in my office, so that's a big, subject that I absolutely love is horror movies. So, eventually, I'll be honest with you, I probably will start posting some stuff about horror movies and whatnot, just kind of see how that does. But again, I want this channel to feel a little bit more personal, like we're having a one-on-one conversation, or, we're in a group, a room as a group and just kind of talking about this stuff. Obviously, I want that to happen down in the comments. But again, I want it to feel like we're having a one-on-one conversation here when I do these videos, if you will. So we're going to get started officially with this video, and I'm going to start off by saying I didn't read a whole lot the last couple weeks. I didn't get a weekly update on YouTube. I recorded the video and something didn't feel right about doing it, and that's when I kind of came to realize, hey, you're doing what a whole lot of other booktube channels are doing, and I don't want to be like that. In all honesty though, I did pick up, and I'm in the middle of about 4 or 5 books, which is way more than what I anticipated to read at one time by any means. So I'm going to have to make some cuts, and I'm going to put it out here on YouTube for those of y'all that see this video to know, hey, I'm human. I'm not a reading machine. It's okay if you pick up quite a few books and one's not working with you, to kind of set it aside. And I'm probably going to catch a whole lot of flack and hate for this. But The Godfather, I'm about 50-something% of the way through the book, and it's not clicking with me. I don't hate it. I don't like it. It's just, I don't know. There's just something different. It's different. It's the same as this movie, but reading it for me, it's different. I don't know. I like The Godfather movie. The book, I could take or leave it at this point. In all honesty, I don't really care for any of the characters, which is weird because I really like the characters in the movie. I don't know. There's just something about this book. I'm not going to DNF it. I'm going to hold off on it because, again, I'm in the middle of about 4 or 5 different books right now. I did pick up Deadhouse Gates, the next book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series. I'm sitting at about 5 or 6% way through the book, which isn't a whole lot, but if you could tell, really, these books get thicker as they go along. So I'm kind of slowly reading this, in all honesty, because I didn't expect to pick it up till March. So any extra that I get in now is just some heavy weight lifted off my shoulders come the next 2 months when I go to officially read this book, if you will. And again, you'll notice my TBR it's gonna change constantly. I may say at the beginning of the month, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try to read this, this, and this. And I'm a mood reader. I'm trying not to be, but I am. So there's some things you're going to notice that's going to change. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. I did pick up The Silence of the Lambs by Mr. Thomas Harris. Sitting at about 50-something pages in. I will say that this thus far, versus the movie, I've passed that scene, the infamous fava bean scene, as Mr. Hannibal Lecter would say. It was awesome to read it. I actually made my wife stop what she was doing so I could read her that little paragraph, because that's my favorite line from the movie, from Silence of the Lambs. My other favorite line is from Joe Dirt, which kind of makes fun of this. But that's here nor there. I'm enjoying it. Obviously, we didn't get the famous scene, if you've seen the movie, which kind of bummed me out a little bit. I know that's a weird thing to say, but Anthony Hopkins, I mean, he brought that character to life in the movie. I really need to talk about that movie on here eventually. I think I'll probably compare the book to the movie, in all honesty, when I go to do the review for this. But I'm really enjoying it. The chapters aren't super long. in all honesty, I kind of sat down last night and read about 40 pages, about 30 pages in one sitting, and not that long a span. So I'm really enjoying this thus far. Clarice Starling is just, I don't know. She's a character I like in the movie. We'll see how it goes. If this continues the way it is, again, I'm really enjoying it thus far, being 50-something pages in. It's close enough to the movie that I'm really enjoying it, like I said. I probably will pick up Hannibal next month if I finish, which I should finish this month. Next, something I picked up that, in all honesty, I just read the what do you want to call it? The preface, whatever. What is the term? I do apologize. I'm gonna actually look up here in the book. The prequels to part of the book, whatever you want to call it. Again, this channel is my own. If I don't know what to call it, I don't know what to call it. Please don't, pick on me down in the comments. But Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. I've heard mixed things about this book, if I'm being honest. Growing up as a kid, I absolutely loved Scooby-Doo, the Scooby-Doo movies, with Matthew Lillard playing Shaggy and whatnot, Freddie Prinze Jr. and all that. I actually went to the Texas Frightmare Convention a couple years ago, and I got to meet Matthew Lillard and had him, sign something. So growing up, Scooby-Doo was a very, important show to me. I absolutely loved it as a kid. Even now, as a grown man, and yes, I will admit it, even now, every now and then, I'll sit down and I'll watch the Scooby-Doo movie. I don't want to say it's a guilty pleasure. It's just one of those things from my childhood that when I watch it, it takes me back to when I was younger, like Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes and all that. It's just one of those classic shows. But this is, the way this was described to me was, imagine if, Scooby-Doo was realistic as far as, real life world goes, and, things happen, and life didn't turn out too great for the Mystery Inc. gang. And that's as much, as I've got told about this. So, again, I just read that first little part, and I will say, starting off, what's her name? Oh, and it's in here, and I don't even know what her name is. But this is definitely the adult version of Scooby-Doo. Definitely thus far in that first little part. Again, I'm looking forward to reading this. I'm really going to focus on, The Silence of the Lambs and Meddling Kids. I did pick up, in all honesty, I did go to my local Second and Charles today with my wife. They had a buy two, get two free deal for books and movies and all that. So my wife found a book, and I found 3 books. I actually found the Bourne trilogy. I've been looking for it used just because I didn't want to spend 15 bucks on it at Barnes & Nobles to buy it brand new. And with that deal, I couldn't pass up on it. So I might try to pick that up, if I finish one of these 2 this week, which in all honesty, the way that The Silence of the Lambs is flowing thus far, I might try picking up, like I said, try picking up The Bourne Identity, possibly. I'm kind of holding off. I'm getting itching to read another Louis L'Amour book. So I might do that again. At this point now, again, with this channel, I'm just kind of leaving everything up for, what I feel like in the moment, because I don't want to force myself to hate read something, which I think there's a lot of, booktubers that will do that, and I don't want to do that. But again, that's just kind of, what I have read this last week, what I'm going to read this week. Obviously, it's Super Bowl weekend. I'm recording this on Saturday. I'm going to try to get this up just because with tomorrow being the Super Bowl, my full attention goes to that. If you're wondering who I'm cheering for, and I'm probably going to get a lot of boos in the comments, I am not cheering for the Chiefs. I do apologize. I am in the camp of not a fan of Travis Kelce. Say what you will. I don't like Taylor Swift, and I know that comment will get me canceled more than likely, and my channel will be blackmailed and blackballed and told you can't do this. But again, so I'm rooting for the Niners. Nothing against Kansas City. Again, I don't care for Travis Kelce. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan of music, so you know what? I want to see the Niners, get their first victory at a Super Bowl in quite some time. So again, all my attention is going to go to that. You know, I normally on TV or they show, old football games and whatnot, Super Bowls. So I'll sit down and I'll watch some of those from when I was a kid and just kind of relive those moments and whatnot, especially when the Giants beat the Patriots twice. I'm looking forward. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to find that on, TV tomorrow and be able to relive that as an adult, like I did, living it in real time as a kid. But again, that's just kind of what's going on with the channel as far as, what's going on this week. I'm going to try, I think, to get a video up. Let me know in the comments. I want to, again, because I love horror movies, I kind of want to incorporate that somewhat into this channel. I'm kind of thinking of doing a favorite horror movies that started off as books. Let me know in the comments if you think that's something that y'all would like to see, or at least my top 5 or top 10 favorite horror movies that were originally books. I think that would be an interesting video to do. But again, y'all let me know what you want to do. That's kind of what I want to do with this channel. What y'all want to do, but also what I want to do. So I may do it regardless. So keep an eye out for that video. But again, if you want to see, or if you have something to suggest as far as what one of your favorite horror movies that start off as a book would be, let me know. But again, that is all for the channel. Again, it is time to check out here at the Beats Motel. Unfortunately, your time has run out. As always, thank you. Please subscribe. For those of you that have subscribed, I do appreciate it greatly. It just kind of gives me the boost to want to do these videos and just know that someone's out there, wanting to listen to me ramble on about books and about Scooby-Doo and, Hannibal Lecter and his fava beans and whatnot. Again, as always, I do appreciate it if you watched any bit of this video or any of my past videos or videos to come. Again, I do greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy Super Bowl weekend. Y'all stay safe. And again, as always, y'all have a good one.